I've been out cycling a little bit more often. There's a neighbourhood group that go out from time to time and I join them. And, when you're cycling, you tend to be rounded over slightly. So backward bends are really good for cyclists. So let's focus a little bit more on backward bends today. We'll start off seated. Just resting the hands on the knees, close the eyes, and bring focus to the breath. Starting to take longer, deeper breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Each inhale, you're trying to pull in a little bit more air, fill the lungs a little bit more, expand the ribs. Exhale, make the exhale just as long as the inhale. You should be able to hear as the air flows through the throat. Try and keep all your tension on the breath. Again, working with the breath, we're going to take the head from side to side. On the exhale, bring one ear to one shoulder. Inhale the head as it comes up. Exhale it to the other side. We're just going pretty slow. And then hold it on one side. Don't hold the breath. Just letting the head get heavy. Inhale the head up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale the head up, back to center. Now we're going to turn the head from side to side, looking over one shoulder. We inhale to center and then we exhale in the other direction. So again, we're moving with the breath. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale as you turn the head over the shoulder. And then we hold in one direction, trying to look behind you. Inhale to center, exhale in the other direction. Hold for a couple of breaths. Inhale back to center. Tuck the chin, bring the hands behind the head, just encouraging the chin in a little closer. And then coming back up. Place the hands behind you. So the fingers are pointing towards the feet. Fingers are in line with the hips. Chin tucked, we start to open the chest. Elbows slightly bent. And then we gradually let the head go back. And then if you want, you can bring the hips up. So we're trying to stretch out the front body. Breathe. We come down. We come onto our hands and knees. And we do cat-cow. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, round in the back, tucking the chin. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. Moving with the breath. We hold cat. This should be comfortable. Go as far as you can, rounding the back as much as you can, keeping within your comfort zone. Head is totally relaxed. You're trying to pull the belly in. You're breathing. We come into cow, dropping the belly, lifting the head up. Again, you're engaging the core a little bit. Hands are glued to the mat. You're pulling the hands towards you. They're not moving, but you're trying to pull them towards you. And then we come into neutral. Make sure you have plenty of room behind you. Keep the hands glued to the mat. Bring up the left leg. You're looking directly down. You're trying to keep the hips nice and even. Try not to sink between the shoulder blades. Then we bring the opposite arm up. If you want. If you just want the leg up, that's fine. Hands and knees down. Both hands stay down. Opposite leg comes up. Other leg. And then opposite arm to that leg if you want. Come into child's pose. So we're going to do a little side stretch. This is a good one for the back. So side stretch, so we're just walking the hands over to the side. So stretching out one side of the lower back. And then we walk over to the other side. And then we're back to center. Slide the arms forward so that the hips are directly over the knees. The arms are extended forward into puppy dog. Really work those arms, pushing the hands into the ground, armpits towards the ground. Forehead may be touching the ground, doesn't have to. And then we slide the arms back a little so the elbows are under the shoulders, no wider than shoulders. Palms together. Hips are still over the knees as we tuck the toes, hips up and back into dolphin. You're pushing the mat away, trying to straighten that line out, elbows to the shoulders to the hips. We bring up the right leg, extended dolphin. We stack those hips, bending the top knee, getting into a hip opener. We switch, extended dolphin other side, other leg. We stack hips. Bring that leg down, knees down, hands under the shoulders. Come into downward facing dog. Walk the dog, bending one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. Hold one leg straight, one knee bent, getting a nice calf stretch. And then straighten out the other leg. And then walk forward. And we're just going to hold the forward bend. This is another good one for the back. Knees are totally bent, so you're resting the belly on the legs. Head is totally relaxed. And then this time we're going to walk the hands over to one side. And just like the child's pose when we walk the hands over, you get a little bit of a stretch in the back, lower back. So you should be feeling it in the back. Easy stretch, more so than in the hamstrings. It's more of a back stretch than a hamstring stretch. And then we walk the hands over to the other side, stretching out the other side of the back. And then we bring the hands down. We're going to go back onto the mat. And I'm going to face you guys. We're going to go into gate. So take the right leg, I'll do the mirror image. Take the right leg over to the side. So the toes and the knee are pointing towards the ceiling, and you slide that right hand down, reaching up with the other arm. Really reach up before you take the side stretch. Bringing the arm a little closer to the head. We don't do this one very often. But this is good. Stretching out those side ribs, trying to open those ribs. We come up and we switch. Kneecap toes up towards. I'm also going to try and engage those quads. Letting the hand slide, one hand slide down the leg, reaching the other arm up, bringing it closer to the head, looking up, side stretch other side. And then we come out of that pose. And we come back onto our hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. And then back into mountain. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We walk into plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. So from here we're going to go into star pose. So we're going to bring that knee forward. And if you'd rather just do a side plank, that's fine. I'm going to shoot the leg over, so I'm trying to line the foot up with the hands. Hips are off the ground. Legs are straight, and you're trying to open up towards the ceiling. Breathe. We bring that top hand down. Extended down dog, same side. And then we switch. Extended down dog, other side, other leg. Keeping that knee and foot off the ground, we bring the knee closer towards the hands. We shoot the leg over to the side and open up. Breathe. We bring that hand down. Extended down dog. Top foot joins the bottom foot. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. And then we're back into mountain. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we're in plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then bring the knees down and sit on the heels. So we're going to do a little bit of a flow where we flow into up dog and back into down dog. And we're going to do that a few times, maybe 4 or 5 times. A little bit challenging. If you would rather just stay in downward facing dog, that's fine. Or you can just do one and then hang out in down dog. It's up to you. So we start off in downward facing dog. Now when we transition to up dog, we're going to keep the chin tucked and we're trying to round the back. We keep the elbows in. Inhaling as you come into up dog, and I'm really engaging the core here. And then exhale back into down dog. Trying to do the reverse as you go back into down dog. Inhale into up dog, squeezing the belly. Exhale, down dog. As I say, if you just want to hold down dog, that's fine. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then we go into child's pose. And we come up, sit on the heels. I think some people call those yoga push-ups. So they're challenging. They're building a lot of upper body strength, but you're getting that same movement, hopefully, as you would in cat-cow with the back. So you could, I guess, you could have done cat-cow. I could have let some of you do cat-cow instead. But next time, downward facing dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. And then back into mountain. So I'm just going to move a little bit further back. So maybe my head is in the camera, or at least most of my body. And we're going to start off in chair. Inhaling into chair. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we're in plank. Chaturanga, or knees, chin, chest to ground. If chaturanga, keep the elbows in. Up dog. Arms are straight, hips are off the ground, you're looking up. We squeeze the belly as we transition to down dog. Inhaling the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We come into warrior one. Exhale into warrior two. Maybe take the feet a little wider. Look towards the front edge of the mat. We're going to add eagle arms, so you can take that back arm under the front arm. Eagle arms. Back into regular warrior two. Reverse warrior. And we flow to the other side. Plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one on the other side. We come into warrior two. We take that back hand, looking to the side. Eagle arms. Regular warrior two. Reverse warrior, and then we're back into plank, and we're going to hold plank. You can do a forearm plank if you prefer. You can have the knees down if you want. I'm trying to wiggle the feet back so the heels are directly over the toes. Don't let the belly sink like this. Neutral. You don't want it too high, too easy. Neutral back, pull the belly in. Side plank or side forearm plank. Top foot can be down if you want, or the bottom knee down. If you want more challenge, you bring the top leg up. You breathe. If you're shaking, that's fine. It means you're working. It's very strengthening pose. Back into plank. Side plank other side. Whichever variation you want. Maybe raise the leg if you want a challenge. Bring the hand down, knees down, child's pose, relax. Back on your hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, head totally relaxed. We bend the knees, we come back up into chair, and then back into mountain. Inhale, chair. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we walk into plank. Chaturanga on knees, chin, chest to ground, cobra or up dog, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. Couple of breaths. And we exhale into warrior two. Reverse warrior. And I think what we'll do here is we'll go into Trikonasana. So we'll come back into warrior two. We'll straighten that front leg. And if you have a block, some people like a block. We're reaching, so I'm trying to keep my arms parallel to the ground, reaching as much as possible. I bring the hand down, wherever it lands, that's where it stops. Other arm comes up. Quads working, feet are working, lift up the insteps, and if you want, you can take that top hand behind the back, reaching towards, you might not get there, but you're reaching towards the inside of that thigh. As you look up, breathe. We come back into warrior two. Now the revolved Trikonasana, I hop that back foot in a little closer, makes it a little bit easier. Then I straighten the legs. Then I sweep that back hand and I bring it to the outside of the foot, front foot. You can take it to the inside of the foot. You can have it on a block, whatever. And then you open up, adding the twist. Breathe. We unwind, come back into warrior two, taking your time. Then we're going to flow to the other side, reverse warrior. Into plank, chaturanga, inhaling into up dog, exhale down dog, stay in downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, exhale we sweep that foot through, we're in warrior one on the other side. Exhale into warrior two. Maybe the feet a little wider, relaxing the shoulders. We got that energy through the arms. Reverse warrior. And then we go back into warrior two as we straighten that front leg. You reach, reach, reach as much as you can, hinging at those hips, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose, lifting up the insteps, engaging the quads. Top arm behind the back, reaching for the inside of the thigh. We come back into warrior two. We hop that back foot in maybe. I find it a little bit easier. And as I'm straightening the leg, I'm sweeping that back hand to the outside, the front foot, revolve Trikonasana. We unwind, back into reverse warrior, and then we come out of the warriors into plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. We hang out in down dog for a few breaths, child's pose if you prefer. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Knees bent, we're back in chair. And then we come all the way up. So we're going to go into a chair twist. And then we'll transition into a lunge twist. So let's start off in chair. Knees are bent. And let's twist to your right side. So you're bringing the left arm to the outside of the right leg. Palms together. We focus on the feet. And we're going to take the left foot back and bring the left knee down to the ground. So in a lunge twist. Then, and this is optional, we separate the arms. And then, this is optional too, is you bring the back knee off the ground and you breathe. I'm really pushing that lower arm into that front leg. We lower the knee, we bring the hands either side of the foot, plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, hold down dog, recenter. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward, knees bent, back in chair, we stay in chair. We add the twist. We take the right leg back, knee down. You can hang out here. Or we separate the arms and we lift the back knee off the ground. Hands either side of the front foot. We're back in plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward, head relaxed, knees bent. We come back into chair and then we come all the way up. Nicely warmed up. Tree pose. We're balancing on the right foot. Left foot is inside that standing leg. Below the knee or above the knee. I like it above the knee. Do not push into the knee joint. We bring the palms together. Engaging those quads. Take your time. Get your balance. Open the chest, the collarbone. Once you have the balance, then you can bring the arms up. We're working that standing leg. Weight is moving off on that foot, all different directions. That keeps the balance. If you want to go into dancer pose, you bring the hands down, you reach for that top foot. You push the hand into the foot as you're reaching the other arm forward. Go slowly, controlled. Try not to let the legs separate, so you're not letting the leg come out to the side too much. That makes the balance a real challenge. Bit of a backward bend on this one. It's working that standing leg, it's working a lot. And then you come out. It always amazes me how much you have to work when you're on one leg, how much that leg has to work. I guess as we're standing normally, we're moving the weight from side to side and you're not feeling you have to work too much. Dancer pose, challenging. Tree, other side. We're trying to bring the foot inside the leg, so we're getting that hip opening. Palms together, quads working. Arms come up whenever you're ready. Breathe. Some of you can just hang out in tree. Some of you can try dancer pose, reaching for that foot. Some people like to hold the inside of the foot, so you can do the inside or the outside of the foot. Opposite arm comes up. Reaching forward as much as you're pushing into that hand with the back foot. So you're pushing into the hand and then you're lifting the leg up as you hinge at the hips. You breathe and you come out and just move those shoulders. Take the legs wide apart on the mat, stretching out the inside of the legs. Not something we do a lot in regular everyday life. I'm on my fingertips, my hands are under the shoulders. You can have your hands on the block. Some people like that, it makes it a little bit easier. Use a block if the back is rounded. And then we're just going to bend one knee as we straighten the opposite leg. Come up and over to the other side. If you feel the legs are too far, you can just walk them in slightly. You're trying to keep the whole sole of the foot on the mat at all times. Inhale up, exhale down. Then we hold one leg straight and one knee bent. The straight leg, the foot of that straight leg is pushed into the mat, especially the outer edge of the foot. Then we straighten the other leg. Then we straighten both legs. We bring the right hand underneath the shoulder. Let me do the mirror image. Again, it could be on a block. You open the chest up to the side of the room. You bring the other arm up. Try and keep that top arm lined up with the back, so you're keeping the shoulder safe. And then we open up. We switch. And we bring the hand down. Try this, see how it goes. If you'd rather just keep the hands under the shoulders, that's fine. But maybe you can walk both hands over to one foot. So if you walk over to the right foot, you take in the right ankle with the right hand, other hand is on top. You're leaning a little bit more onto the toes as you bring that lower elbow closer to the ground. Breathe. Then we walk over to the other foot, taking hold of the other ankle. Weight onto the toes, lower elbow towards the ground. Take a few breaths here. We bring the hands back under the shoulders and we walk the feet together, heel toe, heel toe. And then we roll up, inhaling as the arms come up, and then back into mountain. Extend the arms to the side. Bring the right arm under the left arm. Eagle arms. Come into chair. If you want to just stay like this, that's fine. If you want to do the full eagle, right leg on top of the left leg, you squeeze those legs. And if your knee is good and you have the flexibility, you try and hook that foot. Then you try and center the arms, you lean back a little, lift the arms up, maybe bend the knee of that standing leg a little bit more. And we come out of the pose. Eagle pose, Dhanurasana, shaking the legs out, moving those shoulders. Extend the arms to the side. Left arm under right arm. Into chair. Left leg on top. Squeeze the legs. Maybe hook the foot. One side might be easier than the other side. Lean back, bend the knee more maybe, and lift the arms up and breathe. And release and shake everything out. Move those shoulders, whatever feels good. So if you guys have a strap, take a strap. I'm going to kneel down so that my head isn't chopped off by the camera, but you can stay standing. We take the strap, so I'm just resting the strap on my thumbs. I grab the strap, pull it around the palms, and I bring the strap over my head. It doesn't really matter how you hold the strap, but you're just trying to get a little bit of tautness in the strap, and at the same time be able to straighten the arms as the arms are over the head. You should feel a little bit of stretching here. So the strap is above my head. I'm going to lower it so it's just lined up with the back of my head. Try not to jet the head forward. Try and relax the head. Breathe. And then we lower the strap a little bit more. So it's more or less in line with the shoulders now. Should feel good, stretching the front upper body here. And we lower it even more. This is a good one, I do this a lot. And then we come all the way down. And there might be a tight spot area where it's a little bit of a challenge to get the strap down. We then add a side stretch. So I go into this, what I call a diagonal stretch, and then I come into a side stretch. The strap should be very taut. You really pull in that strap, stretching out the side ribs. And then we do it on the other side, stretching out the other side of the body. And we come out and we put the strap to one side. So another nice one to stretch out the back is you bring in the arms. You can do this from standing as well if you want. You bring in the shoulders down, you bring in the hands behind you, interlace, and then you can bring the head down, or if you're standing, just a forward fold, and lifting those arms up. Be kind to the shoulders, and what I'll do is I'll soften the shoulders a little bit. I'll back off the stretch. And then I'll start going a little deeper. And then soften again. And then a little deeper. Make sure the shoulder's okay with this one. Then soften. And then a little deeper. And then you come out. And you come up. So if you're in a standing position, come down, sit on the heels. So we're just trying to work with the body and with the breath there. We're not forcing it. We're just, just let it happen. Try and make things easy for yourself. If you force yourself, you're going to hurt yourself. Tuck the toes. High up on the knees. Support the back. Keeping the hips over the knees, we start leaning backward. Glutes are working. You're working those glutes a little bit. Chin tucked. And then let the head go back carefully. Breathe. The back should be okay with this one. If not, you need to come out of the pose, or you need to come up a little higher. Keep the back comfy. I'm squeezing the glutes. It's not like I'm really squeezing them as much as I possibly can, but they are engaged. My lower back is supported with my hands. It's keeping the lower back safe. I then squeeze the belly. I engage those core muscles, and then I come up and take child's pose. We come back up. So that was camel prep. The full camel. I usually tuck the toes so it's easier to reach the heels. We're trying to keep, when we're in the full camel, we're trying to keep the hips over the knees. We bring one arm up and you reach for one heel. You bring the other arm up to the other heel. If this is not for you, do the supported camel. We open up the chest, we let the head go back carefully, we're engaging those glutes, we're breathing. So I've got a really good grip on those heels. So I'm actually, it's almost like a little bit of tug of war here. I'm really opening that front body and breathing. Come out whenever you need to. You don't have to wait until I say. But when you do come out, one arm comes up, head comes up as you bring the second arm up, and then into child's pose. Come face down on the mat. Rest the head. And we're just going to bring one leg up and down, full range of motion. Keep going. And then hold the leg raised, hold the leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We release, and then the other leg up and down. Full range of motion. Few more. And we keep that leg raised for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We release. We extend the arms forward, we lift the arms up, we lift the legs up, keep the back happy. Don't forget, if your back doesn't like it, lower or come out of the pose. From here, we're going to reach for the ankles or the feet. Try not to let the legs splay out. Dhanurasana, this pose is Dhanurasana, keeping the knees nice and close to each other. Using the strength of the legs, head is coming up, chest is coming up, working those legs, pulling them further behind you and then up. Don't let the legs splay. Keeping the legs close to each other protects the back. Really work those legs. Can they come a little bit higher? Breathe, and higher, and higher, And then just come out of the pose and totally relax one side of the face on the mat. Bring the other side of the face on the mat. Bring the head back to center, bring the hands under the shoulders, and pop yourself into child's pose. Now this time, have the feet together and the knees together, so your back is a little bit more rounded than usual, and hopefully the head is supported on the hands or the mat or even a block. And I like to bring my arms either side so the hands are next to the feet. We come up. We lean over to one side and we come into a seated twist. So the front foot can be inside or outside the knee, depending on what your preference is. You can hug the knee or you can bring the arm outside the leg. All I ask that you do is to try to keep the shoulders relaxed, try not to let the shoulders hunch up, and try not to let the head jut forward. It's a bit of a challenge to get that good posture, but do what you can, getting tall, and then coming into that twist. We inhale out of the twist. We readjust the legs, getting ready for the twist in the other direction. And we usually try and exhale as we go into the twist. We come out. We come onto our backs. We pull the knees in nice and close, rocking from side to side. And then happy baby, holding onto the feet. In happy baby, we're trying to keep the tailbone as low to the ground as we can. So rather than the tailbone coming up, try and get it low. It's not that easy. Maybe take hold of the big toes and extend the legs into a V, or at least approaching a V. I just like that pose we did where we were standing, the legs wide apart. This stretches out the inside of the legs, shoulders pulled away from the ears. Eventually you'll get the legs straight. You're trying to keep the tailbone down. I'm even trying to lift up the lower back. So I'm trying to hollow the lower back slightly as the tailbone comes down, shoulders pulled down. Getting a good stretch down the inside of the legs. We take hold of the back of the legs. Let's come into reclined pigeon. So the outer of one ankle onto the other leg, and you're pulling those legs in towards you. Foot that's close to you is active. Bit of rocking from side to side. Little bit of a back massage. Become still. We switch legs. Recline pigeon other side. Some people call this thread the needle because you're threading that one arm between the legs. Foot close to you, active, heel pushed out, toes pulled into the shin. bit of rocking. The back should be happy, back should like this one. Become still. Hold on to the back of both legs, lift the head up, rock yourself into boat. If you have any back concerns, this is your pose, you're holding onto the legs. If your back is good, you can release the legs. If you can keep the back neutral, you can bring the legs higher and straighter, and breathe. We lower the legs, but they're still off the ground. We bring the hands behind the head, which is off the ground. We push the lower back into the ground like crazy for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we come all the way down. We release, we relax. And just bring the hands over the head, elbows bent, resting one hand on the other hand. Then take a full body stretch, reaching with those arms and legs. Add a little bit of a side stretch, coming into a banana shape. Then we stretch out the other side of the body. Then we recenter. Let's walk the feet in. Let's go into Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together. Closing the eyes. Hands are resting on the floor, the belly or the legs. If this is uncomfortable, a couple of things you can do. You can put a couple of blocks, you can put a block under each leg so they're supported, they raise a little bit, or a cushion. If you're still uncomfortable, come out of the pose, come into Shavasana. Otherwise, just hold Baddha Konasana. Just letting those hips open. Trying to relax there, bringing your attention there. Into Shavasana. Keeping the palms facing up, relaxing the shoulders, close the eyes, keeping focus on the breath. Start to stretch out the hands and the feet, the toes. Relax. Stretch out again. And relax. And again. And relax. Walk the feet in, roll over to your side, and just take a few breaths. Come into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Inhale as you sweep those arms up. Exhale as they come down. Inhale as you bring the arms up. Exhale down. Inhale as the arms come up. Keep those palms together. Namaste.